Okay, so let's talk about it. A lot of milestones been hit. I'm very excited and happy. I can't really tell you much, but I will say my YouTube is doing rather well, which I'm proud of myself. But let's talk about it. White women upstate and black men upstate. So I live in upstate New York right now. I'm not gonna say weird, but you know, okay? I've lived it, done it, that's what it is. I'm not from upstate New York, but living upstate New York, oh my God. When it comes to dating, trash. When it comes to meeting people, trash. When it comes to just going to the grocery store, it is a living... I'm about to be monetized, so I can't say certain words, but still, it is so awful. So, literally, I'm going to bring up an instance. So, there's a running joke upstate where it's like, they call them zebras, where black men chase white women for a home. They chase white women for credit. Particularly overweight white women, because in society, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this, I love any type of woman, all women are beautiful, but I'm just saying, particularly for black men, they see overweight white women and they think, wow, they're so insecure, their own people, they don't like them, so being a black man, I'm seen as a prize, they're gonna like me, and I'm gonna take them away from that community that already ostracized who they are. So you have two communities, honestly, where they're both ostracized, they're both depressed. Am I gonna say, like, overweight white women are oppressed? Not really, but what I'm saying is that you already have someone who's vulnerable and rejected by society. Now, I run into some sweet, overweight, like, white ladies, and I run into some really mean, overweight white ladies. So I'm not going to say that everyone is the same, but I would say upstate, it's giving mean, it's giving nasty, it's giving, like, it's awful. And yeah, let's talk about it. So being a black woman, I know that's going to be triggering. I know people are going to be mad at me in the comments. You're going to have people saying, that's not true. My black husband loves me. I know you're going to be saying all that, but guess what? I don't give a damn, and I hope they don't cut that out. Yeah, it's a thing upstate. It's a running joke, and it is true at the same time. You will see black men that look like bums up here upstate in New York, and you would think, I had no clue. It felt like Get Out. I was like, blink one eye if you alright. Like, it was kind of crazy, and I didn't notice it until I kept seeing a pattern every time I went to the grocery store. I always saw a black man on the passenger side of a white woman's vehicle. I would always see him not knowing how to calculate things such as money, not knowing how much money he had, would spend up the woman's money. It was pretty insane. And honestly, you know, us black girls, we naturally thick, we naturally have bunda, we naturally have everything, but it's like, you know, it's like, I feel like they're chasing something because they want to be with black women, but they know that they cannot take care of black women. They can't. Upstate New York, there's not that many opportunities for a black man to get out. I'll be honest. I would say Long Island, and I know this is weird to say, Long Island actually has opportunities for a black man to get out and go somewhere. Yes, it's a crazy state. Yeah, well, let's say county. Suffolk County and Nassau County. Crazy two counties, but there are many opportunities for you as a black man to honestly get out and make it out of the state, or at least to get into New York City. There's many opportunities, I would say that. I feel like everyone forgets there's a whole nother sector of New York. I didn't even know. I wasn't aware of this upstate, whatever this was. And when I came up here, I see why no one lives here. It's not for black people. Like, when people talk about the runaway slaves and this and that, and they came to New York, they came to upstate New York, guess what? We should have left. We should have left. No, absolutely not. It is really not okay for a lot of black people up here, I will say. There's no progress. There is no looking at you like you're going to get somewhere. And I know there's going to be a lot of haters in the comment, people that don't like black people talking, and I don't care. I'm going to make this content because it's important, and I don't want a black girl to move upstate and then find all of this out and be like, why do I keep seeing the same pattern of couples? They are taking care of their bum asses, just know that, and they ain't special. So what I have to say with that is, don't feel, if you are of a certain race, don't feel that you're special because you will tolerate disrespect. I'm sorry, don't. And you should not be tolerating disrespect from a black man. You shouldn't. Like, it literally, I talked about it with brothers, and how that scene where he was like, you know, go make me a sandwich, go do this for me, telling the white girl do this and that, and she did it, and then next time she didn't do it, and it got pretty heated. And then you have one of the black males saying, you just like black women, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, she's a human being. That's it. She is a human being and doesn't deserve to be mistreated. But that's the thing. In society, when you have people that have been... Sorry, let me roll up my sleeves to talk about this. When you have people who've been mistreated for so long by their own people, they're going to gravitate towards someone else who also has been mistreated by their own people. It's trauma. It's really trauma. And for me, it's the take care part. That's why I'm like, dating upstate is just so bad. Upstate New York dating is terrible. Please don't do it if you're a black girl. Go to Brooklyn. Go to Queens. Go to Long Island if you want. But I would say definitely Brooklyn, Manhattan. Meet people from different states, things like that. Please get out of the state. Go to the South. Like, I do love Southern hospitality. I don't like that religious stuff, but I do love sweetness and kindness and just like courting and all those things. I love it. I love a man that can do that. But if you move to upstate New York, don't think you're crazy. This is the purpose of the video. The video's purpose is to let you know you are not crazy. What you're seeing upstate is bizarre. It's weird. I literally, when I heard that one girl say it, I gotta try and screen grab it. I gotta try and screen grab it if it's on Max, because this one, designer, female designer, mass presenting, she's amazing. Great designer. I think she should have won. I really think she should have won. Sorry, I'm spoiling things. Spoiler. But she was on that show with Offset, and she said, she made like a rap or something. She was just like, I'm from upstate New York, where we got ends who are zebras. And that's when I was like, huh, what do you mean by zebras? And then I was listening, and she said zebras is when a black man gets out of jail, they run to a white woman to go take care of it. Oh, I can't even say the word. To take care of them. And I was like, yo, that is upstate New York. These men are bums. Like, when I tell you, like, oh my God. And I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to crack down on upstate New York, but I really have to let you know. And if you look at a map of, let me say this nicely. I need to think. Let me say this nicely. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to figure out how to say this nicely. Bam. So, if you look at a map of New York, you're going to see that the most dense population is in New York City. You're then going to see the most dense population is in Brooklyn. You're then going to see the most dense population is in Queens. And for so on and so on when you get further out east to, well, Long Island is the whole island, but it's technically split up with, it's separated into the boroughs once you get to Queens. You're going to see so much of a population and diversity demographic in the city, of course, but you're going to see a huge just population. You're just going to see life. You look at a map and you do like the whole population thing, you are going to see life when it comes to the city. When you look at Long Island, you're going to see life, but it's going to diminish a little bit. Like, you're going to see like a little less. When it comes to upstate New York, gone. Forget about it. There's nothing up here. And that is detrimental if you are trying to make it in life and get out. So I will say, yes, you could start your life in maybe a city like New Paltz, Poughkeepsie, Wappingers, Red Hook, all of these. Not even, just no. Anything in Dutchess County, sure. Anything in Orange County, sure. But definitely be very careful when you keep going further up. Even Albany, Syracuse, Binghamton, all these places, they're like not alive. They're not alive, and the black people there are just being thrown in jails. Guess where a lot of the jails are in New York State? Upstate New York. And who do you think is in them around all of these white people? Black people. Yeah. You can literally live right next to a prison. I live next to a prison that they decided to turn into a homeless shelter in Dutchess County. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Like, it's so disgusting. Like, and I don't live near it, really, but I literally could walk, like, maybe, like, I would say, like, 10 blocks or so, and I'll see it, and it's really disgusting. And it's in the black community. It's just sad. It's sad. Like, y'all couldn't change the name of it. Y'all couldn't take something off of it. They call it the pods. There's really nothing to be done about it. They're just throwing homeless people in jails. And also collecting their drugs and weapons and saying that, oh, they're just going to hold on to them for the night or whatever, but they're really just trying to throw them into the prison system. It's sad. It's really sad. Like, it makes me very sad for just black people in general to try and live in this situation. Upstate New York is not for black people, and I really hope that there is a migration of black people moving out of upstate New York. However, I don't think they should be displaced because a place is so bad. Now, usually, like, during the pandemic, a lot of people left, but it's not really it. Like, it's not safe up here for black people. They hate black people in upstate New York. It's very scary. I talk about Long Island and the racism, but upstate New York is a whole type of different. Like, they literally can take your life away and nobody will know. It is scary up here. And the dating scene is just non-existent because, like I said, the black men up here are literally, they don't have any opportunities. So what they do is they're going to mooch off of a white person. And white people, if you get mad in the comments, get mad in the comments. But I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all should be getting mad at black men. Not black women for telling you the truth about they bum asses. Like, y'all need to fix that. But yeah, like, I'm telling you the truth. I'm letting you know you're being used. But also, a lot of women are okay with being used because they don't feel like they fit in with their own cultural group. They don't feel like they fit in with their own society. As a whole, and they gravitate towards someone who is sexualized, which is the black man, and also put on a pedestal at the same time. But at the same time being degraded at the barbecue for the white folks. So, you know what I mean? I literally went to a barbecue, right? And this was like a year ago. I went to my bestie's work or job barbecue, whatever. And I had a woman literally, like, I had my afro puffs. I had my afro in 2 puffs, and I literally had her start stroking my hair like this. Like, your hair is so cute. She literally said that to me. Your hair is so cute. And was touching my hair, and I told her to stop, and I walked to my friend, and I was like, that was so weird, da-da-da. My friend was mad. I said, don't make a big scene out of it, but that was so weird. I ain't never had nobody stroke my hair before. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, it was so... Ooh, sorry for cursing. It was so weird and so cringy to me. But that happened. And that woman was like maybe in her 50s, overweight white woman. It's like I keep running into this situation with overweight white women and they always just got a problem with me. I don't even know, not a problem with me, but it's more like they don't have a sense of, I don't know, like understand that you don't treat black women that way. You just don't. Like, I understand you want to look like a black woman, but you don't. And that's not all overweight white women, but I'm saying a lot of them, like upstate specifically, want to be black women, so they're with black men. And it's a whole thing. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's something that you don't have to worry about because don't date this trash up here. Using dating apps upstate is so trash. And I know this is going to be probably the most controversial video I make. But I have to tell the truth, and I have to say what's going on in New York. It's not fun, and I'm definitely going to save up and hopefully move, but what I'm saying is true, and you'll see it on every single corner upstate New York, and it is like kind of scary, but you have to remember that there's a place for everybody, and this may not be your place. It's definitely not my place, and at least I know to tell the next black person, hey, don't go up there. You don't want to move up there. Don't do that. I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I made a mistake, so everybody else has to do it. I would say, like, moving upstate, it was affordable, but there's also no room for, like, growth. Like, when you look at a community, you really need to look, like, is it growing? Is differences being made that's helping them? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to look for when I have children, when I start a family, when I have my husband or wife or whatever you want to call it. I want to think about that with my partner before I move in and, like, put my roots down. That's something I'm going to think about. And yeah, dating as a black girl upstate sucks. A lot of people are racist. There's also nowhere to go. Like, you may feel like there's some places to go, but there's nowhere to go when it comes to dating. And it's kind of boring up here, but it is what it is. But I have to make this video because this is really important. And I know people are going to be like, you're so racist, you're so this. I don't care. This content is so important for black women that want to go into the dating scene and are wondering why they're getting treated a certain way, wondering what's going on, seeing like who... like, and they're bums, but seeing who black men are choosing, right? And it's just like confused. You're just confused. Like, you're just like, huh? But then you realize that they get in dirt. They get in the dirt disrespected. Like, they getting stomped out to the ground when it comes to disrespect as a woman. But that's because they are not confident in themselves and they just don't have any assertiveness. And that's why black women are called masculine. Just because we're being assertive. Continue to be assertive, because I'm going to tell you now, closed mouths don't get fed. They don't. So continue to say what you got to say, because the next person over there that's not saying anything is not getting fed. And that will not be the black woman. We're not going to do that. Bye, guys.